Lagos is a mega city, a small landmass occupied by more than 22 million residents. These residents have their needs, and every day the Lagos state government tries to meet such needs. As one of his campaign promises, Governor Akinwumi told Lagosians that he would run a bottom-up administration and that Lagosians will be carried along in his programs. But to run an inclusive government, communicating government plans and policies to the people and getting their buy-ins is as important as the air is to human beings. It requires the Lagos state government to be everywhere the citizens are, in their living rooms, their pockets, and on their phones. To fulfill this ambitious promise, the state is big on Twitter. Its Facebook account is active. The state's website provides fresh news about government activities, and recently, the Lagos state government launched a mobile application called Citizens Gate. All of these is to communicate government activities efficiently and effectively to the people. But the buck stops at one man's desk. His name is Steve Ayorinde, the Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy.
So that we can deploy them adequately.
Inside Lagos has engaged him to tell Lagosians what Governor Akinwumi had in stock for them several times. Today on the program, we will be fact-checking everything he has told us so far. Let's start from his appointment. A few weeks after he was appointed as the Lagos spokesman in 2015, we engaged him in a conversation. Then, traffic congestion on Lagos roads was a big problem. We took him to the streets to answer questions from those directly affected by government policies and programs. It was the first time in the history of Lagos that a spokesman of the state will be taken out of his or her comfort zone for an interview.
My name is Salam-Adeniyi.
Do you know your Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Lagos State? Okay, this is it. This is Minister Steve.
How are you?
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
You're free to ask him any question that you want. He's right here.
Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you.
I realized that traffic situation in Lagos,
Yes.
especially since the inception of the new administration,
Yes.
has become worrisome.
Yes.
So, this is 2016 now.
Yes.
So I don't know what Lagos state government has in plan towards traffic.
Ensuring that traffic is
Exactly,
better.
exactly.
Well, thank you, Mr. Balogun, right? Your observation is correct. But part of what we say to people is that in the last 7 to 8 months, the influx of people into Lagos has increased tremendously. And we rely on statistics from the police, for example, who say that every other day, about 10,000 people enter Lagos every other day. 80% of them do not intend to return to where they are coming from. You may wonder why this is so. This is so because 27 to 28 states in Nigeria, as we speak, are unable to pay their salaries. Things are tight generally, and you know that even the president confessed that things are really very tight. When people are not able to go abroad, travel abroad, they come to Lagos. That puts a lot of pressure on the facilities and infrastructure in Lagos. But Lagos will not fold its arm. You will see that lately we have procured some helicopters, gunboats to ensure security, to also ensure that we do a lot more in terms of our road. Part of what we are also doing is to quickly and effectively fix, repair, rehabilitate so many roads so that traffic can be a lot better. But our ultimate goal is to make sure that Lagos becomes a smart city, whereby you do not rely solely on vehicles, on the roads alone. We are talking about trains, we are talking about the waterways, cable cars where necessary, and those are the things that we are, planning. But of course, we need the cooperation of people, good citizens like your good self. Let people obey traffic laws and traffic rules. Let people also partner with government, encourage government, so that we can work hand in hand and make all these things better. But you will see changes in 2016 that this government is committed to ensuring that there is free flow of traffic in Lagos State.
Are you satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
Take care.
very
Bye-bye.
much. Mr. Balogun, right?
Oh, there is another man here.
Okay.
Good
What
afternoon,
can I
man.
do for
Good
you?
afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Engineer
You
Isaac
can talk like
Asuni.
this. Okay, sorry, sir.
Yes.
Yes, it's okay like this. Okay, Engineer Isaka Asuni.
Asuni.
Asuni, this is the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy.
How are you, engineer?
Ayorinde.
How are you,
You
sir?
got to know me now.
Yes, I do. Engineer, right?
Yeah, Asuni.
Asuni.
Yes.
Do you have any question for the Lagos State government? You can face because the camera
my
is...
Lagos State government, you know, my beautiful son, Ambody, he's doing fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
But this is not the time of asking questions what has done. I just be there.
Yes.
Give him 1 year. But as he started,
Yes.
what our father Bola Tinubu and then Fashola
Yes.
done, he has started from it.
Okay, where do you actually want them to focus on? That, okay, my son, this is where I want you to focus on.
To
For
focus
instance.
on the youth,
On the youth.
employment,
Employment.
Okay.
the widows, and education.
Sir.
And
Thank you,
don't
sir.
forget
After answering questions from the people, we asked him to tell us Governor Akinwumi Ambode's plan to develop inner city roads. This interview was conducted in December 2015.
People are actually saying it that Lagos is only beautiful outside. It's not beautiful within. I'm talking about the inner city roads.
Okay. The
What
inner
are
roads.
inner roads. What are you doing what is your government doing to make sure that inner roads are fixed?
A lot. You recall that one key thing that the governor said when he assumed, and he, of course he also mentioned it during the campaign, was that no part of Lagos will be left behind. It's a government of inclusion. Lagos is not limited to just, you know, a particular area. Lagos has 5 divisions: Epe, Ikorodu, Ikeja, Lagos Mainland, and Badagry. And he did promise that everywhere will be touched. On inner roads, for example, you see that this new year, finally, the 114 roads that the government is doing in conjunction with the local government, you know, will kick off. It was advertised, everything was duly done. And the beauty of it is that the executive secretaries within the local government, in conjunction with the stakeholders in each LCDA, were given the opportunity to choose 2 roads that they will fix. It won't matter whether, so far it is, those roads are in those LCDAs. And it means that in 1 year, you will find 114 roads fixed, not on the highways, not the major cities, but in the inner roads.
Okay.
And that will be a yearly thing.
9 months after these talks, the state government made history by inaugurating 114 roads across council areas in the state. To fact-check Steve, he got a pass mark here. Today, the idea has grown from 114 roads every year to 181 roads.
This speaks to the campaign promise of His Excellency. You recall that everything that is happening, you know, everything from security to job creation to road infrastructure, you know, were neatly and carefully outlined while we were campaigning. The 114 roads, which we did last year, you know, was one of the key components of the campaign promises that every part of Lagos State will benefit in terms of development. Roads are very important, you know, in a developing economy like ours. And what we notice is that over time, local government roads have been largely abandoned. And that was the reason why we said that 2 out of in every local government and every LCDA, you know, 2 roads will be fixed, repaired or rehabilitated, you know, altogether. That turned out to be very successful, one of the biggest achievements of government, you know, last year. And of course, people knew that because we said it was going to be every year, we promised that we will return to it anew this year, which is precisely what we have done. Instead of 114, instead of 2 per LCDA, now we will have a total of 181 roads in total, all inner local government LCDA roads, which means that the least that any LCDA will get will be 2 roads, but there are other LCDAs that will get more than 2. Why this is so is because, again, we have reviewed what we did last year, and we realized from feedbacks from people, from stakeholders, that we needed to concentrate more on roads that link the major roads that link the major highways. There's no point picking 2 roads in Agboiketu, or picking 2 roads in Shomolu, or picking 2 roads in Nepe that start and end just where they are. It will be better for those roads to connect each other so that people can derive, more benefits. So in total, for this year, 181 roads will be built from, this scheme, which is, of course, totally outside of the other major roads that the Ministry of Works will embark upon, and all the other rehabilitation roads that the Lagos Works Corporation will also be embarking upon. So the 181 roads are direct benefits to the inner roads for local governments and the LCDAs. And I think that this, again, is the first time that any state will attempt to have something like this in Nigeria. Kudos to His Excellency the Governor.
All right, sir. Mr. Commissioner, sir, are you aware that some of these routes have been turned to car parks and marketplace? What is the state government doing to bring back sanity to some of these newly constructed 114 roads on our inner city?
Well, I sense a bit of exaggeration in what you're saying.
Okay.
Roads cannot be turned to markets and car parks. I understand that. Well, people tend to, take advantage of the understanding of the government and the appreciation that people have for the support that Lagosians are giving to the government, and therefore they may, do certain things that are not very right.
So what are you doing to checkmate them?
Of course, we are always checkmating. You are not allowed to park where it is not designated. The what we did throughout last year. We don't even go about picking cars where they are not supposed to be. What we do is that we remove your number plate, put a sticker on it, and ask you to come to Alausa, to come and pick your car, so that we save the government, from wasting valuable time, wasting money and resources to pick cars, and then denying people, to move about. But once we put a sticker on your car and we ask you to come to Alausa, we know that next time, you won't try it. But of course, we will not at all in any way allow anybody to destroy that which we have, used the taxpayers' money, to do. Will people be allowed to turn roads to markets or car parks or illegal waiting areas? Not at all. Not on our watch.
On 30th of June 2016, Inside Lagos engaged the Lagos spokesman again. This time, we flew in one of the 3 helicopters that the state government donated to the Rapid Response Squad. This episode was aired on July the 4th that year. Let us fact-check Steve's comment on Lagos State Employment Trust Fund.
There is 6.2 billion every year out of the 25 billion earmarked for the 4 years. 6.2 billion will be made available to start-up businesses. Either you want to revive a small business or you want to start one. Young entrepreneurs, people with bright ideas who can source funding from banks or other financial institutions. The key word is start-up business or small enterprise, to either revive it or to help you start it up.
How would they go about it? Ordinary man, how can ordinary person go about
the
it?
the modalities will soon be rolled out. What has been done is that the law has been established, has been passed. The first tranche has been made available. The chairman, and this is Omodwe Okairu, former FRS boss, and the committee have been put in place. Now they are at the rudimentary foundational stage, making sure that the wherewithal that they will require, is in place before they start disbursing. They will first have to identify those who need the money, and they will have to make, an expression, publish things for people to apply. And those who will get the money will be something from 100,000 naira to about 1 million naira. So 6.2 billion every year. We expect that about 300,000 direct beneficiaries that are Lagos residents will be chosen this year. And of course, there will be indirect beneficiaries of twice, if not thrice, the amount of the people that will get the money directly. Because if you're a barber or you're an artist and you employ 1 or 2 people or 3, it means that those employees are also direct or are also indirect beneficiaries of the Employment Trust Fund.
On January the 26th, 2017, Governor Akinwumi gave out 1 billion naira to 705 beneficiaries of the State Employment Trust Fund. With this, the state seeks to create 900,000 jobs by 2019 and further grow its economy.
It has finally started. All the promises that we have made to Lagosians, it's now been fulfilled. You recall that late last year, the pilot scheme was done. A few beneficiaries, got support from the Employment Trust Fund. But now it has, gone full circle. People are now benefiting from various sectors: hospitality, ICT, transportation, fashion, everything. Those who require support, grants and soft loans from the state government, ranging from, say, 100,000 naira up to 500,000, up to 1 million, depending on your need, and sometimes up to 3 million, naira. And of course, that what government would take is between 2 to 3, maximum 5%. So it is not a cutthroat regime like you will find in the financial institutions. And this speaks directly to the promise made by His Excellency to boost job opportunities, to encourage small-scale businesses, startup businesses, young entrepreneurs. All you need to have is to be a resident of Lagos State and to have bright ideas and to be enthusiastic about wanting to, get something going.
What is the process like? I want to know.
Oh, well, you have to apply, online. You have to provide your Lastra card. You have to, if you like, pitch your idea and then convince the board that this is what you like to use the money for. It is not a dash. It is not something that you, it is not like picking a lake rice, for example. There's a process. But of course, everything what, doing at all is what doing well. Is seamless in terms of the processes, and of course it will go around. Every division in Lagos State, will benefit. So it's and it's open, on the website of the Employment Trust Fund.
On this, Steve Ayorinde again got a pass mark. September 2016, Inside Lagos attended the Toronto International Film Festival in Canada. We met the Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy again.
I'm being joined by the State Commissioner for Information, Steve Ayorinde, to tell us why actually Lagos is brought to Toronto. Honorable Commissioner, sir. Yeah, good to see you in Toronto. Thank you. Yeah, we want to know why Lagos is actually brought to Toronto.
Because the Toronto International Film Festival reckons that Lagos is the most important film city in the entire African continent. Nollywood, as you know, is one of the biggest film industries in the world, and Lagos is the home of Nollywood. So Toronto, which has had a bit of Lagos 10 years ago, and I think about 3 years ago, felt that it was time for Lagos to be celebrated. The last time, as far as I know, that we had a stand or a pavilion, if you like this, was 10 years ago. Us as Lagos State, it is not just about the film. This is also a base to sell our state. Every information that people will require, about Lagos as a film destination, about tourism opportunities in Lagos, about visiting Lagos State, this is where you will get that information. So there is a component of information there, of arts, of culture, of tourism, and of course film, naturally. So this is the base. This is Lagos in Toronto.
Last month, January 2017, Steve Ayorinde was proven right by this statement.
In due course, you will begin to see that our interest as well as our engagement with the art community started a while ago, and it's just about to bear good fruits. We have commissioned several artists to decorate various parts of our state with landmark installations, which are in addition to the 6 art theaters and cinemas we shall open across the state before the end of this year.
Again, Steve Ayorinde told us the truth. So far, the Lagos State government has been walking the talk. Propaganda seems not to have a place here. Now let's get up close and personal with Steve. How did it feel to have had an interview with Inside Lagos on the streets, in the air, and in Canada?
Done a lot with your ministry. I mean, the Inside Lagos crew, we've done a lot with the ministry.
Yes.
We've been on the road, we've been inside the helicopter.
You've been a great partner.
When we first took you to the streets,
Yes.
how did you feel? Because ordinary Lagosians were actually walking up to you,
Yes.
telling you things that they needed in their environment.
Yes.
How did you feel about this?
Oh, very, very great. I thought that was very unconventional. I thought that was a brilliant idea. And it, you know, from what I've seen on YouTube and on social media, it was one of the most popular, you know, of the edition. And I thought that was a great thing, you know, to do. Take the message right, you know, to the streets, to the people. You know, I mean, we can't be too conventional in communicating, you know, the importance of a state like Lagos State, a state of 22 million people, you know, being very conventional. That's why we do a lot of, you know, conventional things, you know, concentrating on social media, you know, live television programming, the type of partnership that you are offering. I thought that was a brilliant thing, you know, and it was not limited to that. You know, we were on air,
that helicopter
interview
package,
yes,
was actually, the state government took it to their website.
Oh yes, we have to
Google Lagos and you go to
oh
their
yes,
website,
you will find it there.
Why did you do
Oh,
that?
were you going to limit it to TVC alone? No, I mean, it was a helicopter. That was a fantastic, you know, idea. And I must commend you, you know, for the initiative. I thought it was nice seeing Lagos, you know, from the air, you know, several kilometers, you know, up in the air, discussing Lagos, you know, communicating to Lagosians. And people felt that if you could go, you know, to that extent, you know, to discuss, you know, happenings and activities, you know, about the state, it must mean that there's something, you know, not just about this state, but about how this state is being communicated. And I think that was a wonderful thing to do.
We were also together in Toronto at the Toronto International Film
Oh
Festival.
yes, that was a glorious, glorious outing for Lagos State. I'm looking forward to Cannes this year because thankfully Cannes has offered Lagos a pavilion. Cannes is the biggest film festival in the world, far bigger than Toronto. But I mean, Toronto was great. Yeah. The first time that an African city would be honored, Lagos, you know, was that city. 8 films from Lagos State. I think that was glorious, really.
Given the quantum of work in his hands, how does he relax?
Well, I only try. I try. It's a tough job. It's a busy schedule. But of course, you also have to consider your health. You have to consider your family. And therefore, each time you're able to grab 5, 6 hours sleep, at night, if the phones don't start ringing, as always, or if you do not have, proddings, on your phones, on social media, maybe you'll be lucky with 5-6 hours, But again, that's the job that you have signed on to. If you worry so much about a commissioner for information, what will you say about the governor? What will you say about the president? I think it is service. That's the area that people will need to appreciate. What is important, of utmost importance though, is the quality, is the caliber, is the understanding of the people that you have around in terms, especially of your spouse and of your children. And I've been lucky to have, to
supportive family,
to have married my friend and confidant. So, she understands. Anytime we have the opportunity to stake out together, we do that.
What should Lagosians expect from the Lagos State government in 2017?
A lot. I'm sure they've started, saying the good works already. It's a year that every Lagosian will smile. A lot more people will be engaged. A lot more people, because people will be a lot safer, will be more secure, because we are pumping quite a lot into the area of security. It's a year that a lot of people will be a lot healthier, because the environment, through our Cleaner Lagos initiative, will be cleaner, will be greener. Hospitals will be better and well equipped. We will build more hospitals and more primary healthcare centers. It is also a year that we will enjoy and have a ball, because it is not every year that you celebrate your 50th. Lagos will be 50 this year on May the 27th. A whole load of activities, has been lined up in the area of arts, in the area of entertainment, in the area of culture, in the area of conferences. The world should know by now that this is a city that is confident in announcing its arrival to the whole world. We will have more roads. The 181 roads will be built and constructed. The 2 flyover bridges in Ajah and Abule Egba will be completed. The one at Agege Pen Cinema will start. Fort Mainland Bridge will start this year. Ekpe will be transformed. We will turn Badagry into a hub. We will begin that. For those who are inclined, who are art inclined, who love, finer things of life, like art, like theater, like culture, you will see quite a lot. 6 brand new theaters will be built across all the 5 divisions in Lagos State. We will also start work on the 5 stadia across the state. Marathon, the 2nd edition, after 30 years, we had one last year, held on February the 11th. It will be a busy, eventful, beautiful year, for Lagosians. We only, want to ask Lagosians to trust Governor Akinwumi Ambode, to remember him in their prayers and in their thoughts, to support him, not only with their kind wishes, but also in paying their taxes, because without that, nothing happens anywhere, and Lagos relies solely, on the taxes. If you like, I mean, if 75% of what we're using to develop Lagos is coming from, the taxpayers' money, it means, of course, that, we can only expect more and deliver more, to the good people of Lagos State. I think it will be a beautiful year. I look forward to enjoying all the activities that are there. I look forward to a brighter Lagos. I look forward to, more good roads. I look forward to a state that we will be confident in every aspect, of life, to say that, oh, this is not just the #1 state in Nigeria. This is Africa's 5th largest economy. It counts for something. We should celebrate a state like that.
This time, 2018, we will again be fact-checking Steve.
And we can see that 2017 is pregnant with a lot of events, and your ministry has a lot to do to keep Lagosians informed about what is going on in the state. That has been a package for today. Many thanks for watching, and I also appreciate my production crew led by Abayomi Adisa and Damilola Odulu. Adams Abba has been behind the camera. I'm Adidoja. Salam-Adeniyi. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.